disease, but I've always had a very fond spot for NTI. It's a special company and it's done amazing things. The first time I started to wonder about my health, my voice started to become quite fatigued, and the neurologist was the one that diagnosed me as having early onset of Motor Neurone Disease, or MND, as is more commonly known.
I suppose the real difference, and one of the fascinating things about doing this project is if you went and sat a brand new truck or new car, for instance, in a shed for 45 years, and then brought it out and went to rebuild it, I'd be pretty surprised that you could actually do it without just going and getting brand new bits. The sheer simplicity of the vehicle enables you to pull it apart. Rusty bolts, whatever, they all eventually come apart. It's pretty exciting, but it's also really full-on stuff.
We started pulling the mechanicals off, took the radiator out.
Jacked it up, pulled all the wheels off.
We took the front axle out, we took the springs out, we took the diff out.
Started to look at what we needed in detail. Just generally doing a fair bit of mechanical stuff so that we can get it ready for the Brisbane Truck Show. The big hiccup was the front axle. We can't get kingpins. That created a real issue without a front axle in it. We couldn't put wheels on it and couldn't make it drivable.
Ready, go.
The diff, that took an extra week than what it was supposed to.
Engine-wise, we've had, there's an issue there at the moment with the water pump.
Water pump leaks like a sieve, but we just haven't got time to pull that off and redo it.
And holy hell, we weren't going to get to the truck show. The Brisbane Truck Show, those sort of pressure points really come back to light. There's just not enough time when they say, oh no, that part's in America, or we've got to make that part and we can't do that for 3 weeks. Well, in 3 weeks' time, it's got to be sitting out the front of the convention centre, so that can't happen.
Don and I decided we'd go back to Dalby, see if there was any more parts we could get out there, like the radiator and front axle and stuff like that.
Had a look at one of those trucks. We were sort of discussing it and thought there might be enough bits on this that it's worthwhile having. So we ended up purchasing that second truck, which we've got out the back now. We've affectionately named it Big Red. I think that's just the first thing that came to mind because it's red and rusty.
It looked like a good radiator. It had already been converted to 12 volt.
But it had a front axle in it, complete. So we snaffled the front axle and we've bolted that in just as a temporary to get us to the show. It's all a bit of manhandling stuff. And that's why you big burly blokes are here. The truck show at the end of May, Pete's been flat out getting bits for it, and I've been flat out pulling bits off it and trying to put bits back on as Pete's been getting them. We've actually driven it around the backyard, and it's got 4 gears and a reverse, so that's a plus. We're basically ready for the truck show. We're going to load it on a tow truck and away we'll go.
3rd gear coming into the shed, what a pisser.
Yeah, we bumped the truck in last night at probably about 6 o'clock.
Can I just say there, Pete, that I don't like the term bumped. It drove in really well, so people are just genuinely very interested and want to help. already sold tickets before the truck show even opens. The interest is just fantastic. Everybody seems to know somebody that's suffering that shocking disease. They're only $10 a ticket. Buy as many as you can.
When the people from NTI first contacted me and told me about their plans to develop this new project using old trucks that they're going to restore and then raise money, but at the same time, I thought it was a marvellous idea. Wonderful.
Wayne's reaction, like you see it in his eyes when he first saw it, it was something that, he'd been wanting to see. He was just blown away by it,
He was really excited inside. He was just a smile beaming from ear to ear. It was so nice to see. Truck show finishes on Sunday. Pete and I'll take the truck to Iveco. Pete's been able to nail down getting it to Iveco.
They've offered us the use of their apprentices, all the equipment.
Which is just fantastic.
Because without that, Don and I probably wouldn't be able to achieve what we're trying to achieve.
Engine out, gearbox out, bits going everywhere, and we'll pull it right down to the chassis. Then we start rebuilding it like a proper full restoration.
My father used to have one of these. Getting the restoration done is sort of a labour of love, I suppose, is what you could call it, and to be able to pull something like this down with Don's help and put it back together, and hopefully at the end of it, once we've done the complete triage on it, that whoever wins this thing will be as happy with it as Don and I.
This disease is a beast. With MND, the last thing that goes in you is your mind. You've got all your senses. I can smell, I can see, I can hear, I can feel, everything's there. I've had to accept that yesterday I was active, I was strong. I could take the top off a beer bottle anytime I wanted. Now I've got to ask someone to take the beer bottle top off, but I can still drink it. We all go sometime. A lot of people don't know how they're going to go. Decision was to live as well as I could and cram as much as I can into the remaining years. But that's the start. We've got a long way to go to find a cure. So every dollar raised through this initiative with NTI is going to save the lives of thousands of people.